All right, hello everyone and welcome. How's everyone doing today? Friday, yeah, it's Friday, September 25th, 2015. DSP here, and can you believe, ladies and gentlemen, can you believe that we are about to end September and begin October very shortly? I'll be honest with everyone. It was a long summer, right? It was a long, drawn-out summer. There weren't a lot of super popular game releases, although there was enough to keep me occupied and take me through the summer. That's for sure. But then when I got sick, well, first of all, two things happened at the end of August. I lost my streaming ability because of false copyright strikes against my channels on YouTube. And then I got sick. So it was kind of a combination factor. And then I got caught up playing Until Dawn. Then immediately I got caught up, playing other stuff. Metal Gear Solid, Mad Max, Fallout New Vegas, right? And of course, Mario Maker 2. And, it's been a crazy, wild few weeks, but here we are. I can't believe we're at the end of September. Like, where did this month go? I have no idea. It really just flew by with all the stuff that we've been busy with. And although, let's be honest here, out of all the games that came out this month, how many real blockbusters were there? You had Metal Gear Solid 5, right? And outside of that, I mean, it's up for debate. Some people would probably argue that, other games like Mad Max or Mario Maker or whatever were really solid entries. In fact, I would argue that. But when it really comes to it, the one game this month that kind of overshadowed everything was Metal Gear Solid 5. And unlike these blockbuster games from previous years, the Metal Gear Solid 5 is kind of a divisive game. And what I mean by that is, like, there's going to be a huge group of fans, followers, fanboys of the Metal Gear Solid series that are absolutely going to love Metal Gear Solid 5 and be talking about it for years to come. But then there's everyone else. And, from what I've experienced, at least personally, from what I've seen, there's a lot of people who are kind of like, well, we respect the game, but we don't absolutely love it like these people are. And so, even though you might call it a blockbuster, yeah, sure, it sold well amongst the massive amount of Metal Gear Solid fans, but would you really call it like a blockbuster game outside of those circles? You know what I mean? So it's been a fun month, and, I had a lot of fun with it, but we're starting to move on. Right? This week we're playing this new game called SOMA from the makers of Amnesia. I personally am liking the game the more I play it, although it seems to me that, quite honestly, the viewing audience, and what I mean by that is the people who were turning out thinking that this is going to be like a sequel to SOMA or something, are leaving. And what I mean by that is, when I started playing this on Tuesday, we had a huge starting installed viewer base saying, oh, it's Amnesia, I have to watch it. And then after watching for 3 hours on Tuesday, people quickly realized this was not really a survival horror game, that it was something different. And then playing another 3 hours on Wednesday, they realized, oh, it's nothing like Amnesia at all. It's more of a what-if scenario, makes you think kind of game. And it is certainly not what frictional games made in the past. It's a lot different. I actually am liking it now, the further we're getting in. I'm actually today very much looking forward to the story development. In fact, I was posing some questions to the stream chat just a few minutes ago in regards to some of the things that I'm looking forward for the story to flesh out today. And I'm excited for it. I really like this game. But it seems to me that the people who are dying to see me play SOMA all of a sudden realize that SOMA is not Amnesia Part 2. And where are they? You know what I mean? Like, take a look right now at, the amount of people who are watching versus the amount of people who were watching earlier in the week, and that just speaks volumes of itself, right? Right now, as we're on pre-stream, we don't even have 200 people yet, and I'm about to start within a couple minutes here. So, I don't know. I mean, is this game, unfortunately, going to end up being one of those games that just gets faded into memory? Will frictional games which made their name with Amnesia: The Dark Descent end up becoming a footnote in gaming history because they dared to do something that was very different from their first major success? I don't know. I'll be honest with you, if this happens, I would be very, very, very disappointed. I think that this game studio is doing a great job. I think this game is excellent. And I'm looking forward to playing more and finishing the game up. Now, I don't know how long the game is. Some people have been actually asking that in the stream chat. They've been saying, you know, how long is this game? Do you think Phil will beat it today? Well, keep in mind, I played for around 2.5 hours Tuesday and around 2.5 hours or so Wednesday. So we're about 5 to 6 hours into it right now. The reports are saying the game could be beaten in like 6 to 7 hours if you know what you're doing. But if you take your time, the game can be as long as 12 hours long. So I think maybe we'll get decently far into it and we may get near the end today, but I don't know if necessarily we'll beat it on today's gameplay stream. Alright, so we'll see. If we do, we do. But I'm certainly not expecting to beat the game by the end of today's stream. Let's put it that way, okay? But we've got so much going on. We really do. Right now we're going to be playing SOMA for, you know, some 2 to 3 hours. Later tonight, I'm going to be editing and releasing my Metal Gear Solid 5 review. Alright, so I'm going to be honest right now. I think that probably it's going to be a very diversive review. I think there's going to be people who are going to be disappointed no matter what I say. Because let's face it, with a game like Metal Gear Solid 5, it was a very decisive and divisive game. It was an epic moment in gaming history, whether you like it or don't like it, right? And I think that even if I kissed the game's ass and gave it a perfect 10, if I said the game was a 0 out of 10, if I met somewhere in the middle, or if I was actually honest in the review, it doesn't matter. There's going to be people who are going to be unhappy with what I say. I did my best filming the review yesterday. Now I need to edit it tonight and release it. I certainly hope you'll check it out. Even if you didn't like the game or you didn't play the game, I hope you'll check out the review for my honest opinion. As you know, I do my best to be the most honest person on the internet. To not, give you a bunch of bullshit or a bunch of ass-kissing. Even if I am a fan or a fanboy of a certain series, I try to objectively rate games. You remember when I did my Duke Nukem Forever review, I said I'm a fanboy of this series, and for me, being a fanboy, here's my score, but overall, here's the real score. And that's kind of what I do in these reviews. So I certainly hope that you'll check out my review later tonight. I make some quite interesting points that, I'll be honest, a lot of reviewers completely gloss over because it's Metal Gear and they like to just forgive everything in the Metal Gear franchise and claim like it has no flaws. And I am so tired of that bullshit that I hope that people will actually watch someone who's neutral, do a realistic review. I cannot wait to see or hear how many fucking people, not only mainstream, because the mainstream media already gave the game 10 out of 10. Most people gave it like high 9s or 10s. Kissing the game's fucking ass. And I'm curious how many independent YouTubers, right, did the same fucking thing because they're fanboys. But, I'm not going to do that shit. But anyway, I digress. That's being released tonight, later tonight. Tomorrow is up in the air. Tomorrow I don't know what I'm doing simply because I don't know how long SOMA is. I might beat it today. If I don't beat it today, I'll probably play it tomorrow and try to complete it. And that would leave Sunday and Monday kind of open. For whatever, and I'm thinking what I might actually do is attempt to beat The Godfather, which is a playthrough I did throughout July and August and never completed. So I might try to do that, and I might try to maybe have a session or so of something extra. So, for example, maybe one of these betas. There's a ton of betas going on right now that people have been asking me to play, and I'm like, well, when am I going to do it? When am I going to play these betas when I'm in the middle of all these playthroughs? Now, all of a sudden, it looks like this weekend I may have like an empty 1 or 2 sessions to mess around with them. Of course, now I have to figure out how to get into the betas, which is of and amongst itself a pain in the ass when the betas aren't open betas, you know what I mean? But we'll get to that when we get to it, alright? We'll get to that once we get to that hurdle. But there will also be the review of Mad Max coming out within the next few days, and if I beat SOMA, hopefully I hope to review SOMA as well, so you can expect not only the conclusion of SOMA gameplay-wise, but the Metal Gear Solid 5, Mad Max, and SOMA reviews all coming up in the next few days. So that's a lot of stuff to lead us into next week, where we will have new game releases. At the very least, we'll have 1, if not 2 new game releases next week. Alright, we'll have to see. And we'll go from there. Alright, so really there's not that much to talk about, ladies and gents. We're about to get started with gameplay. The one thing I will do is my one gratuitous plug. that I tend to do, which is my Patreon, patreon.com/darksidephil. If you enjoy the stream today, if you enjoy the videos that I put out, and you'd really like to see me continue to do this in the long run, alright, and you want to see me, continue to succeed and have a fun business where I share my gameplay experiences with you on a daily basis, and you want to go the extra mile, watching is one thing, but maybe you want to try to contribute a little bit more, check out patreon.com/darksidephil, where your pledges earn you not only some really cool personal perks, but also contribute to some awesome goals. And this month's goal, FYI, is that if we hit $1,250 of funding, which I'm not sure if we will at this point, I'll be honest. I've been checking Patreon lately this week, and a bunch of pledges have been kind of falling out. And I'll be honest, there's a lot of pledges on Patreon that don't process anyway, so it might just be that the people whose pledges don't really process are kind of falling through, and they're taking their pledges away. I don't know, but it's dropped a little bit. And it makes me a little nervous because there's processing fees and everything. And we're close to that $1,250 goal, but we're certainly are in jeopardy of not hitting it if we don't have all these pledges go through. But anyway, if we do hit $1,250 of funding in the month of September, I'm going to do a Halloween marathon on Halloween Day. And the $5 pledgees for the month of September will be nominating and voting for what games they want to see me play on Halloween. I think it's a pretty fun idea. It's something I've never done before. When I've done Halloween specials, I just kind of did whatever I felt like. This time I'm putting the power in the hands of the patrons. So, check it out. You've only got, at this point, I mean, sheesh, you only have till the end of September. So really, it's only, 4 or 5 days left to pledge? Less than a week. So, patreon.com/darksidephil. Please consider pledging if you like the content. You want to see a fun Halloween marathon happen. And you want to see me, again, continue to improve and be successful, in the future. So, alright. That's really all I have to say on the pre-stream. I want to jump in and see what else SOMA has to offer us. So I thank you for being here. I'll be honest, as I said when I began the stream, I don't know what kind of attendance we're going to get today. Quite honestly, I think a lot of people who were interested in this game, when they found out it was not a fucking jump scream cheesy simulator like Amnesia was in a lot of ways. Oh, I don't want that. I want more Amnesia, because I have the mental mentality of a 5-year-old. So, I don't know. That disappoints me that it seems like Frictional Games made a better game than Amnesia, yet less people want to see a playthrough of it. That blows my mind, but hey, I guess that's unfortunately the sad reality of life, right? This is the level of intelligence that people have, that when they want to watch stuff, I need to see jump scare, because that's funny. Oh, wait, a game that makes me think? Oh, fuck that. I'm getting out of here. Oh, well. Alright, everyone. Well, that is it. Let us end the pre-stream. Let us get started with SOMA. Thank you for those of you who are here live on stream. And, let's see where the game takes us, alright? That's it, everyone. Thanks, and let's begin.